And joining us now, Peter Baker, Chief White House Correspondent for the New York Times, and Wall Street Journal White House reporter Sabrina Siddiqui. So welcome both. Peter, first to you, President Biden really wants that military-to-military communication restored. That's sort of a bottom line. Acknowledgments from the White House in a background briefing that was one of the problems during the China balloon controversy when it was flying overseas and the U.S. could not get in touch with them because those communications were really stopped when Nancy Pelosi, back in September, had gone to Taiwan and the communications were shut off.
Right, that's exactly right. So we had a spy balloon flying over the United States, and Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, tried to call his counterpart in China to talk it through, to figure out what was going on, and they wouldn't take the call. So you're right. This is meant to reestablish kind of a basic, bare minimum kind of communications channel that had always been there for many, many years, but proved to be, unavailable basically at a time when it was most needed. This is not a huge victory as summitry goes in the history of summitry, but it's part of what President wants out of this meeting, which is to kind of get things back to a more predictable, stable basis. It doesn't mean they're not going to have fights about important issues. They are. They're not going to have great breakthroughs they're not predicting, but they want to get back to the point where they're talking regularly and they're able to do business despite the differences that they have.
And there have been a series of cabinet ministers, cabinet secretaries going, Sabrina and Peter, starting with, of course, Secretary Blinken. Then you had Janet Yellen, you had Raimondo, the Commerce Secretary, John Kerry on climate issues. But an issue that they really want to deal with is China's flow of fentanyl, which goes through Mexico, gets combined. It's the illegal drug flow and causing life-threatening problems here in the U.S.
Absolutely. I think that fentanyl trafficking is one of the other top priorities for the Biden administration going into this meeting, as well as seeking continued cooperation from China when it comes to climate change. I think this week's meeting is not expected to mark a sudden shift when you look at the more adversarial trajectory that the U.S. and China have been on in this broader fight for global influence. But both sides do say that they want to mend a relationship that, as we said, reached new lows during the Chinese spy balloon incident. And frankly, both sides acknowledge that they have to, given their economic codependence. You've also heard, you mentioned Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. She warned that economic separation would have significant global ramifications. And it's not a surprise that she is also holding a banquet with U.S. executives after the summit to effectively say that China is open for foreign business. And so I think, there is an effort here to just reestablish a line of communication at the top level. And it's important to also just note that key U.S. allies from Europe to Australia also want to see the Biden administration improve tensions between Washington and Beijing. So it just goes to reinforce the importance of this summit and the stakes coming out of it.